In this lecture, we are going to discuss vectors which are mostly relevant to the PG TRB physics examinations. Now, let us take the first question. If vector A and B are irrotational, so here A and B are irrotational, A cross B is option A. Option A is irrotational, B is solenoid, C is irrotational and solenoid, D neither irrotational and solenoid. Now, since vector A and B are irrotational, any irrotational vector satisfies this expression. Curl A must be 0. Curl A is 0 because A is irrotational. Curl B is also 0 because it is also irrotational. Now let us find curl of A cross B. Now let us use the vector identity. This is the vector identity B dot del A minus A dot del B plus A div B minus B div A. So this is not equal to 0. So since it is not equal to 0, A cross B is not irrotational. If any vector A satisfying the condition, div of a vector, div A is 0, then it is called as a solenoid. So now let us check divergence of A cross B. So divergence of A cross B is B dot curl A minus A dot curl B. So let us use this identity. Curl A is 0 because A is given as a irrotational vector. B is also irrotational, therefore curl B is also 0. Therefore, div of A cross B is 0. Div of A cross B is 0 means A cross B is solenoid. So here the option the solenoid, this is the correct answer. A cross B is a solenoid. So this is option B. B is the correct option. Now let us take the next question. Here, divergence of unit vector R power n is. So there are 4 options are given. So divergence of unit vector R power n is equal to, so unit vector may be expressed by vector R divided by its magnitude R. So this is equal to divergence of vector R power n minus 1. Now express divergence in terms of the Cartesian coordinate, I partial d by dx plus j partial d by dy plus k partial d by dz dotted with R power n minus 1. Vector R is xi plus yj plus zk. Now, this can be split into the 3 terms because I dotted with I term, j dotted with j term, k dotted with k term. So that can be split into 3 terms. Then here, now let us take the derivative of d by dx of R power n minus 1 of x. So you keep this R power n minus 1 as a constant term, first term, and you find the derivative of the second term, keeping the second term constant and find the derivative of the first term. So use UV method. If you have UV, you find the U, you differentiate V, and keeping V constant, differentiate U. So using this simple procedure and using vector R, so if you do this differentiation first and collect the common terms, then dr by dx is x by r, dr by dy is y by r, because r is equal to x square plus y square plus z square over half. So dr by dx, dy, dz can be calculated. So dr by dx is equal to x by r. Similarly, dr by dy is equal to y by r, and dr by dz is equal to z by r. And you collect the common term. So you combine all the three terms. You will get this is x square plus y square z square. X square plus y square plus z square is r square. Again, if you substitute and you simplify, you will get the result n plus 2 into r power n minus 1. So here the option A is correct one. Now let us go to the third question. Gradient of r power m is equal to minus vector r divided by r power 3. Then m must be equal to. So that is the question. Now gradient of r power m is equal to. So gradient can be expressed by I partial d by dx plus j partial d by dy plus k partial d by dz, and r is equal to x square plus y square plus z square per half. So the r power m is equal to x square plus y square plus z square whole power m by 2. Now if you simplify, you will have so here this is after simplification you will have the first term. Similarly, for the second term you will have the similar term. For third term also you will have a term. So that can be combined by using a summation sign sigma I comma j comma k. So one for the x and another for the y, another for the z term. So that can be combined by a single expression using a summation sign. So that can be simplified in this form. After further simplification, we will get this expression. So then, so gradient of r power m is finally reduced to m vector r power m minus 1. Now you write down the expression in the left side as well as the right side, and you take the power m minus 2 in the left side. In the power of r must coincide with must be equal to the power of r in the right side also. So from this you are solving, you will get m is equal to minus 1. Now if you use a coordinate, this is a Cartesian coordinate, you have to use this method. If you use a radial coordinate, because this is only a function of r, therefore the gradient may be expressed in terms of the radial part of the cylindrical polar system. So you have only e of r d by dr r power m. So this can be easily differentiated because there is only one term. So that can be equated to the right side, and combining this by equating this you can get m is equal to minus 1. So if you want to do this problem very quickly, you have to use a second method. So here this is the general method by using a Cartesian coordinate system. Since r power m is a radial coordinate, if you use a radial part of a gradient, then in a single line you can get the answer. So you have to choose this simple method or second method so that you can do this problem very quickly. So you have to save the time so that you can attempt more problems. The next question is if A is a constant vector, the divergence of A cross R is equal to. There are 4 options are given. We know that divergence of A cross B is equal to B dot curl A minus A dot curl B. Here A is a constant vector, so A is maybe expressed as a constant vector here, and B is a R vector, a position vector. So now let us substitute divergence of A cross B is equal to R dot curl A minus A dot curl R. Curl A is equal to, because curl A is equal to, since A is a constant, curl A is equal to 0. So curl A is a 0. And divergence of R, again you find this one, this is equal to, find the determinant by using the determinant, and if you evaluating this value, this again this will be 0. So divergence of A dot divergence of A cross R is found to be 0. So option C is the correct one. Then let us consider this problem. The line integral of A dot dr is equal to 0 for every closed curve if div A is 0, div A is not 0, curl A is 0, and curl A not 0. Now we have the Gauss's theorem, divergence of A integral over V is equal to A dot n ds. So the surface integral of A dot n ds. So this is Gauss's theorem. So that relates the volume and the surface. But here is a line integral. So line integral is connected to the surface integral, which is Stokes theorem. So curl A dot ds is equal to A dot dr. So if you want to evaluate integral A dot dr, we may evaluate the integral over the surface curl A dot ds. So both are equal. So instead of evaluating the integral over the closed contour A dot dr, it is almost equivalent to finding the evaluating the integral curl A dot ds over the surface. So here by using a Stokes theorem you can do this one. We here curl A, so this is, since it is 0, this is given. So curl A dot ds is equal to 0, that means curl A must be 0. So curl A is equal to 0. So by using Stokes theorem, this problem can be easily solved. Then the next question is, what will be curl F? So this is 0, 3R, F prime of R, minus F of R, vector R divided by R square. Now curl of phi A is equal to, so use the vector identity, so phi is a scalar function, phi into curl A plus grade phi cross A. So use this is your vector identity. Now here by comparing this expression with the given expression, the phi may be replaced by F of R divided by R, and A may be replaced by vector R. So this we get the expression curl of F of R divided by R vector R. So by using the vector identity, this is equal to F of R divided by R curl R plus gradient of F of R divided by R into curl cross R. but curl R is equal to 0. Curl R is always 0. And gradient may be expressed because since it is a radial, the function is given as a R part, so gradient may be expressed in terms of the radial coordinate. And the radial coordinate of the gradient is unit vector u suffix r d by dr plus u suffix theta 1 by r partial d by d theta plus u suffix phi unit vector 1 by r sin theta d by d phi. But since phi is a function of f of r divided by r, which is independent of the angular coordinate, so the gradient may be expressed only the first term because since it is independent of theta and phi, so the second and third term the gradient is not present. Therefore, gradient is equal to u suffix r partial d by dr. So the curl of f of r by r vector r is equal to u suffix r d by dr of, and your function is given as f of r divided by r cross r. Now this now you differentiate this expression. If you differentiate, you will get the first term is 1 by r, and if you differentiate f of r, you will get f prime of r, and keeping the f of r constant, if you differentiate r, it will be minus 1 by r square cross r. So by taking this expression, this is from the first term is here, this is u of r, the unit vector. R vector is r times unit vector r. U r cross u r. U suffix r cross u of suffix r is always 0. So since this is 0, this expression is 0. Then we take the next question. Stokes theorem relates a pair of two quantities. Pick the correct pairs from the following: the surface integral and volume integral, line integral and surface integral, line integral and volume integral, curl of a vector and its divergence. Here, Stokes theorem, so this is your Stokes theorem. Curl A dot n ds, so the integral over the surface is equal to the line integral over C A dot dr. So line integral and surface integrals are related in Stokes theorem. So option B is a correct one. The next question. The vector that is perpendicular to the surface, x square plus 2 y square plus 3 z square is equal to 4 at the point 0, 1, 1 is. So there are 4 options are given. Now here you have to consider this as a function phi. Phi is equal to x square plus y square, 2y square plus 3 z square. So you need not worry about the constant. So this is your phi. Next step is you have to find the gradient of phi. Gradient of phi. So you have to differentiate with respect to this coordinate because I is equal to gradient is equal to unit vector I into partial d by dx plus j into partial d by dy plus unit vector k d by dz. So if you use this one, and you will get this expression. And you substitute x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1, z is equal to 1. So gradient at this point. So if you substitute x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1, z is equal to 1, you will get this expression. So the gradient at the point is perpendicular to the surface at the point 0, 1, 1. So here option B is the correct one. Then next question, position vector is given. Here A is a constant vector. So there are 4 options are given on the columns. There are 4 questions in columns 1, and the answers are present in column 2. So you have to do this step by step. First you have to evaluate A cross R, and after finding A cross R, you have to find curl of A cross R, and you find this is equal to 2a. Similarly, find a cross del, then a cross del cross r, and if you do this, you will get minus 2a. If you find curl r is equal to 0, then a cross del cross r, which is equal to, you can find this is 0 because del cross r is always 0, so therefore this is 0. Then the fourth question is curl of r dot r a is equal to, so r dot r is x square plus y square plus z square vector r vector a. Now if you find the curl, you find this is reduced to 2 into r cross a. So for the first question, the answer 3 is correct. Second one, answer 1 is correct. Fourth one, answer 4 is correct. For the third one. For the fourth one, the answer, so this is the third one. For the fourth one, answer 2 is correct. So 3, 1, 4, 2. 3, 1, 4, 2 is your B. Option B is correct. Now, spherical polar coordinates. So the spherical polar coordinates are r theta phi. So the dr value may be expressed in terms of r theta phi as e suffix r unit vector dr plus e suffix theta r d theta plus e suffix phi r sin theta d phi. So this is the expression for dr. Now let us express gradient, divergence, Laplacian, curl in spherical polar coordinates. So often this will be useful. So this is a gradient of psi is equal to e suffix r partial d psi by dr plus e suffix theta 1 by r d psi by d theta plus e suffix phi 1 by r sin theta d psi by d phi. So this is the gradient of psi. Divergence of vector v may be expressed as by the equation 2, and gradient, divergence of gradient may be expressed in terms of equation 3, and curl of vector v may be expressed by means of this determinant equation 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 relations are often useful in doing this problem very quickly. So the question is, now let us express a gradient, divergence, curl for a central force. So this is all, mostly the problem is asked like this, in this form. Now what is a central force? Central force is one which is a function of r only, and it is independent of theta and phi. So the problem will be very much reduced because the function is only depends on the r coordinate, and it is independent of theta and phi. So now let us find gradient of f of r, because this is function of r only. So it will be only the first term alone in that expression. The other terms will not be present because it is independent of theta and phi. So e suffix r df by dr. So mostly the questions are asked like this: the find gradient of r power n. So what is f of r? By here gradient of r power n, gradient of f of r. So if you equate this one, f of r is equal to r power n. Therefore, if you use r power n in that above expression, e suffix r d by d r of r power n, and if you differentiate with this expression. So then divergence, so this is the expression for the gradient. So in a single line you can get the answer. So we can get the answer very quickly if you use this spherical polar coordinates. If you use Cartesian coordinate, it takes time. So time is very much important for a competitive examinations. You can do more problems if you save time. The next question is divergence of E suffix r f of r. So again, the expression for divergence, so from this equation 2, this is reduced to this form. This can be simplified. Divergence of E suffix r f of r is equal to 2 by r plus f prime of r. So this is 2 by r plus df by dr. So the question is divergence of E suffix r half power n. So this is the question usually asked in the examination. By applying the above formula, replacing f of r is equal to half power n, you can get this answer very quickly. So otherwise, in a single one or two lines, you can easily evaluate this answer. If you use a Cartesian coordinate, then it takes much time. So you have to use this formula. Similarly, you are asked to find the Laplacian. The expression for Laplacian is given, del square f of r. So they all are only, the function is only a radial coordinate. So the theta 540 is missing. So you have to use this formula. And if you use this formula, Laplacian del square f of r is equal to 2 by r df by dr plus d square f by dr square. So if f of r is replaced by r power n, because usually the question is asked evaluate del square r power n. So in that case, if you use this expression, you can find the result very easily. So this is a del square r power n is equal to n into n plus 1 r power n minus 2. If you use a Cartesian coordinates,